All right, and we're back. We're live here on the Hangout. Steve is here with me.
With some wild, wacky stuff.
Some weird, wacky, wild stuff here.
Oh, I got the wrong
All right.
one.
We're back.
We're back.
Here we are. We are live. We're ready to do the radio show. For those of you who catch this on the video, you get to see all of our backstage antics. We think we're clowns, so.
Yes, I think I'm a comedic genius. I'm the only one that thinks that.
Yes, yes. We're going to talk today about repurposing our videos and what we can do to repurpose them and how we can repurpose them best. And if you want to get some more insights on this, some of this comes from an article that was put on Tubular Insights, which used to be called Real SEO. And for some reason, they decided to give it a worse name. And now it's called Tubular Insights.
Yeah, what was wrong with Real SEO? That was pithier.
I don't get it. That was bad decision, I think. But hey, what can you do?
Yeah, okay.
Somebody bought the site back a while ago, so this is probably part of that whole deal there. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll give you a 3, 2, 1 if that's okay.
That is okay.
3, 2, 1.
On this episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to talk about how to repurpose your videos for other use. And today's episode is made possible by freevideoeditor.co. Looking to edit videos and you want to do it in a high-end manner? Well, check out freevideoeditor.co, where you can download the Shotcut Video Editor along with some other goodies and start doing high-end video production. Green screen, 3-point editing, all that other stuff that you only expect in a high-priced editor, except this one is free at freevideoeditor.co.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
This is where the jingle goes. Jingle all the way.
Jingle all the way. 3, 2, 1. It's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper on the Show podcast network, Facebook page, Video Marketing Madness, Twitter, Video MKT Madness, plenty of useful tips. You know him, you love him. He interrupts me.
It's what I do. It's what I do. Go ahead, finish that.
Ray the Video Guy.
That's me. All right. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate you throwing that over to me. Yeah, today we're going to talk about how to repurpose our videos. And, you know, I think it's fair to point out that one of the first things you'll notice is that with our podcast, we kind of do that right out of the gate. We actually record this as a video through Hangouts. So we not only have a podcast, but we have a video with the podcast in it, sort of. And we also do a live session at the time of it. So we're kind of doing a 3-in-1 there out of this this whole radio show. And perhaps, you know, we've talked about how we can start integrating Facebook Live, since that's such a big thing nowadays. Perhaps we could just take the existing YouTube video and run it through Facebook Live, and nobody would really know that we're not going live. What do you think of that?
I had to unmute my microphone, first of all. Yeah, that's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that before?
I don't know. I just kind of thought of it now as I was talking about repurposing.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
But, you know, that's kind of the thing about this. When you're talking about repurposing, we kind of came up with that on the fly here. But that's really one of the big things about repurposing your content, is that, you know, you got to get creative. You got to come up with some of these ideas to do that. In the old days, we used to use Traffic Geyser, for those of you who remember that. And what Traffic Geyser would do is it would take your existing videos and it would run it through, and it would place it on all the different video sites, and then it would turn it into a podcast, and it would do all that stuff for you. And they even had transcription services built right in, because they kind of understood the power of all of that, you know, just that ability to repurpose and to use things in more than one place. And nowadays, that's something that we still have to think about. And the biggest thing you can do with your videos that you create, or even is to go and have them transcribed. And the reason for that is you can turn them into lots of different things once you have the videos transcribed. So if you've got a video that's 10 minutes long, you transcribe that. You can probably make multiple articles out of it. You can make an ebook out of it. There's a lot of different things you can do. So what we want to talk about today is some of the ways you can repurpose these videos that you're creating or that you've already created. And of course, as I said, the biggest one is get those videos transcribed. It's not hard to do. There are services that'll do it for you. You can get it done for, as little as $1 a minute. So if you got a 10-minute video, it's only going to cost you $10, $20 to get that transcribed into something that's usable. And then you can do it with, you can use it for whatever you want. In fact, there's even transcribing tools inside of YouTube that can actually pull some of the stuff out of there, and then you just have to clean it up. So it's actually not that difficult to do. Some of the other things that we can do when we transcribe our videos or when we repurpose our videos is we can actually take a longer video and make it into shorter pieces. So for instance, let's say you've got that 10-minute video that I just talked about. If it's a 10-minute video that can be broken down into 9 separate videos that each make 1 point, you now have 9 extra videos you can use. You now have 9 things you can transcribe. You can create an FAQ out of it. So there's just a ton of different things you can do when you do that. One of the things that I like to do is when I do a Facebook Live, the first thing that I do is download that video and upload it to YouTube because it's another location. Now, does it have that same effectiveness? I think it does. Yes, it's no longer live, but in that live training, we actually may have taught you how to do something. So now we're putting that onto YouTube and allowing the people there to learn exactly what we did as well. And you can do that. One little tip here, and this is something you'll want to write down. There's a great little website that allows you to download your Facebook videos very easily. And the site is called downvids.net. You just put in the link to your Facebook video and it'll download it for you. You can also do this with YouTube. So if you've got a YouTube video, you want to re-download it, you can just put it into downvids.net. It'll download the video for you, and then you can use it for other purposes. Now, the next thing you may want to do is the exact opposite of what I just said. You did a Facebook Live, you download the video, you put it to YouTube. Well, now, what about your existing videos on YouTube? Download those, put those onto Facebook. Put them into a Facebook page as a video. Maybe even run them as a live video. Use something like OBS Studio, run that YouTube video through it, and stream it live to Facebook. It's not going to be truly a live video per se, but it'll be streaming live, and you can be there to answer any questions people have, so they'll have an experience as if it's live. Same thing goes with that. Get those transcribed, turn them into articles, turn them into posts in Facebook. So for instance, again, we go back to our 10-minute video. In that 10-minute video, maybe you make 10 different points about something. Well, take each of those points, turn them into a meme, put that meme on Facebook, turn it into a Facebook post, post that on Facebook, put it on Instagram, put it on Twitter, turn some of those articles into longer posts on your Facebook page. There's just a ton of things you can do if you go in and you start to repurpose some of the content that you already have. For instance, I've got, on one of my sites, I've got over 100 videos, and I actually purchased a piece of software, and I wish I could remember the name of that software. I purchased it a while ago, and what it did was it took all of those videos and it put it onto a Facebook page. So now I had a video gallery on Facebook with all of those videos right there. So it's like a whole nother YouTube type channel inside of my Facebook page, and that allowed me to repurpose all of those videos very, very quickly. Again, you can turn some of these into blogs. You can even use them in blogs with your videos. So if you put a video on YouTube, get it transcribed, put that YouTube video onto your website, put the transcription below that, turn it into a nice article, and now you've got a video and article blog on your WordPress site. Same thing on Facebook. Take that video, put some of that content on there, and now you've got a Facebook post that people can watch as well. There's just a ton of stuff that you can do. Steve, what have you done to repurpose some of your content? Because I know you pull a lot of different things.
Well, now we're getting into podcasts, but I do get all the podcasts of the attorneys that I interview transcribed. And by the way, rev.com is a good resource for that. $1 a minute.
Yep.
And they do a great job. I mean, they are very, very good. They're the best ones I've found out there. I still have to do a fair amount of editing, but mostly it's because the attorneys, most people, when they talk, you need to edit it so it can read, and that's the only reason I have to do that and take out redundancies and stuff. That's a big thing. But I every video I used to get transcribed and do it as blog entries. So that's always good.
And another big thing that you can do, and this is something that we used to do with all of our lawyers, is when we would sit down and do a whole bunch of videos with them. So we'd do 20 videos, and most of those 20 videos were FAQ style. So they were answering commonly asked questions. Well, guess what? Now on your website, you can use that same thing to create a video FAQ page. You can transcribe it, turn it into a traditional FAQ page, both of which can be very, very popular on your website and provide clients with a lot more information. And it's very easy to do. Once you have that content, all you have to do is just create a simple page with it. Another thing you can do.
Another thing I do is take the podcast and make a video out of it.
Yep, absolutely. And then you can do this. And once you do that, think about it's kind of the double whammy. You've now got the podcast. You've turned the podcast into a video. You've posted the video on YouTube. You've posted the video on Facebook. Now you take that video, you post it onto your website. You post it in an article. You post it in a press release. Just a ton of different things you can do once you have that content. And of course, you get the podcast transcribed. Now you've got articles. You've got memes you can create from the quotes in there. You've got pages you can create with the quotes and blog posts. And one other thing too, and this would apply to anybody doing videos with local businesses. In most videos, they're going to tell you their story. So in other words, many times when I sit down with a business owner, we may talk about a specific issue. We may talk about their offer. We may talk about what they're providing to their clients this week. But typically in there somewhere, we have them talk about the company itself. Well, most companies have an About Us page. If they don't, now you can transcribe that. You've got information for an About Us page. You've got a video for the About Us page. All of that can be used, and all of that is going to help this business to be able to do more and to reach more clients and to give more information, and then hopefully bring back more sales because of it. So there's just a ton of different things you can do. With videos, you can turn videos into podcasts. You can turn them into video podcasts. And this is something that people don't think of very often. If you've got a YouTube channel with 50 videos in there, why not take those 50 videos, turn them into a video podcast, and now on iTunes, you have a whole nother audience that you can reach that way. And I know back a while ago, Pat Flynn talked about the fact that he was getting just as many views to the videos he was making that he put into iTunes as a video podcast as he was on YouTube itself. So it can be a very powerful video platform that most people forget about. They don't think that iTunes is a video platform, but essentially a YouTube channel is no different than a podcast page inside of iTunes. So all you have to do is host those videos and you can put them into iTunes, and now you've got a video podcast and you've got the ability to reach a whole nother audience. So that's just another way to repurpose some of those videos. Turn your videos into traditional podcasts. Just cut the audio out of it. Some videos that may or may not work with. But if you're doing an interview and it's just you talking back and forth, why not turn that into an audio podcast? If it's a training that doesn't necessarily have to be overly visual, why not turn that into an audio podcast? Why not take a long training video, break it into multiple podcasts and get them onto iTunes, onto SoundCloud? And now you've got an entire podcast that people can listen to as well. So there's just a lot of different things that we can do if we take our content and we repurpose it. Now, going in the other direction, we're talking mostly about how to deal with videos and turning them into other content. But what about taking content you already have and turning them into videos? So for instance, a company already has an FAQ page. So just interview somebody and have them answer those FAQs in a video form. Now you've got a whole new set of content that you can use. You've now got 10, 20 videos you can put onto Facebook. You can put onto iTunes. You can put Vimeo. And all of these places are potential places where they will reach their customer base and hopefully bring in more clicks, more sales, more services, and everybody's going to be happier when you do that. The other thing, and this is something that can't be stressed enough too, is if you write a blog, why not take all the content of that blog and turn it into an ebook? The ebook can then be given out. The ebook could be sold on Amazon. You could put it into iBooks, which is the Apple platform for books. And if you know how to use the iBooks platform, you can take your existing videos and put them into an interactive book on iBooks. And so now you've got an interactive book as well as a book on Amazon, as well as an ebook that you can sell off your site, as well as maybe a smaller ebook that you're giving away. All of this stuff, very, very easy to put together and to do. And as long as you can get creative, you can do a lot of this stuff. Goes for graphics as well. If you've got an FAQ page, why not turn it into some sort of infographic? You've got a short how-to, turn that into an infographic. Now you've got the ability to put that onto places like Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest, and you get a whole new audience based off of those. Another thing to do, if you do trainings and you do them with PowerPoints or Keynotes, why not put those into sites that allow you to share some of those lessons? Why not turn those lessons into something that you sell on a marketplace? JVZoo, turn that into a course. Put it onto, oh gosh, now the name's escaping me. What's the other site that does the trainings? Of course, I can't think of it off the top of my head right now.
Linda?
Not Linda, but it's basically like Linda. There's a few of them out there, but the one that's really popular, and of course I can't think of it now because I'm sitting here coming up with this as we speak on that one. But the point being is you can take any
off the cuff. It's off the cuff, even though you're not wearing cuffs today.
That's right, no cuffs. Usually I'm wearing cuffs, not the clothing kind, but that's another story for another day. The point being with all of this is you can take it and you can turn it into other content where people will be able to find you for the first time. Reddit is another great place. If you can submit a lot of these things to Reddit, you're going to get a lot bigger of an audience there as well. The point is, you can turn anything into other media and start using that in a way that's going to benefit your business. And I would recommend starting off by transcribing those videos, turning them into pages, turning them into smaller videos, and start distributing those out to everywhere you possibly can. But of course, take all the other things we did, do the same thing, and you're really going to be able to reach a new audience. So there you go. That is repurposing in a nutshell.
Cool.
Yes, it is.
The reason we're pausing here is we're going to be moving on to the next segment, which is Mindset Matters.
It is. And actually give me one momento here.
Okay.
While I pull up the right information to make sure that I don't goof that up.
In the meantime, I'll make funny faces.
Yes, exactly. You can make
funny.
Pull up. I just want to make sure that I get the names of these correct here.
Alrighty. We're actually doing the show a little late. I had to run out on a small emergency. Had a small emergency. So.
Poor thing. You think that would mean I'd have this in front of me already? So.
Well, but then you were multitasking and decided to run some errands. So,
Yes, I did. All right. Where is the one book I'm looking for here? Make sure I get it because I always forget that. I always want to get the author's name in here.
Do 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 do.
You know what it is the
do 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 do.
There we go.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
For this week's Mindset Matters, I want to bring up a book that's going to help you with your social media. And given that we were talking about how to repurpose the things you have and use them in places like social media, I think this is an important book for you to help you with that social media. And the name of it is Social Media. Dominating Strategies for Social Media Marketing with Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And it is by an author named Michael Richards, who is not the guy from Seinfeld.
Cosmo?
He is not. It is not Cosmo, but he does have the same name, Michael Richards. And this book actually is a very good book. It teaches you how to use each of these properly so that you're not spamming people, so that you're not doing crazy things that are going to get you in trouble. And it just gives you a lot of great ideas to start to kind of revamp the way you do social media and use it more effectively for your business to make sure that people are getting what they need. And it talks about blogging and Twitter and how to use LinkedIn properly, which a lot of people don't know how to do, including me. I didn't know how to use that, and still probably don't use it all that well. But in this book, you'll learn how you should be using these things so that you can have a good social media platform and really make a difference for the people that visit you on social media. So the name of the book again is Social Media: Dominating Strategies for Social Media Marketing with Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And oddly enough, the title does not mention Pinterest, but they do talk about Pinterest as well. So that's by Michael Richards. You can check it out. It is in Kindle form, so you can download it directly from Amazon in Kindle book form. So there you go.
Very good. And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray, the video guy. And I'm Steve Sleeper on the Earn.show podcast network. Today's show made possible by
freevideoeditor.co. Looking to start editing videos and doing more than you do with your current video editor? Well, check out freevideoeditor.co, where you can start doing things like 3-point editing, adding transitions, doing green screen, and all that other fun stuff that makes videos look really, really good. You can check it out today at freevideoeditor.co.
Well, let's wrap it up with the jingle.
Indeed.
All right. There we go. That's another video marketing madness for another week.
That's the dust.
I'm assuming you're going to stop the broadcast.